Alright, hi guys. So this is a little different. I'm filming this today in the daylight. Um, and so you can kind of actually see me in the camera here. But we're going to do a new lesson. This one has to do with, my son is in the background, so he might be making some noise. But we're going to do a new lesson. This one has to do with the Chinese New Year coming up. Now, every year, just like we have New Year's, the Chinese also have a New Year's, and it's on a different calendar than ours, so it changes a little bit. But that's just because they're a thousands and thousands of year old culture that's been around for forever, and they've got a different traditional calendar that they use, plus the one that they keep up with the regular rest of the world too. But one of the cool things about Chinese culture is that a long time ago they invented gunpowder, which gave rise to the invention of fireworks. And so on their New Year's traditions, they actually have been using fireworks for probably, I think, longer than anybody else has. I'll have to look into that, or you guys could too. But so what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you a quick little recap of what I made and what you guys are going to make. So we'll go to my pictures and click on this. You guys can see here, I'm making some fireworks using Autodesk Sketchbook. Sorry for the picture quality. I know I'm in the background of everything. That's whenever the screen's black, it's reflective. But what we're going to do is we're going to draw some fireworks too. And there's a special thing we do when we draw the fireworks. It's a little video recording thing that you can do inside of Autodesk Sketchbook. So it's going to record everything, every little mark you make. So when we're done, it'll look something like that. Or go a little further. Yeah, kind of like that. So, pretty little video of fireworks to celebrate Chinese New Year. Now, interesting thing is Chinese culture is not really actually even just in China. There are other countries that are also Chinese, like Taiwan, or even parts of the United States, like any little Chinatown that you go to in the USA. So Chinese culture has spread around the world much more than just staying in where the Chinese government boundaries of their country are right now. So just keep that in mind. Now, what we're going to do, no, I don't want Siri. We're going to go to Autodesk Sketchbook. That's this little app down here. Let me make sure this is in focus. There we go. I'm going to go to that one down there. And you can see where I've already made mine here, but I'm going to start over fresh. So to start fresh, you click on the three dots button up here at the top, the three lines, three dots. That gives you a menu like this. And with that menu, you click on New Sketch. And you click Create. And then you're going to click, I'm going to save my current sketch. Okay. And then, once you have this screen, you want to use two fingers and kind of shrink it down so you can see the whole thing. Okay? And then next, here's a new thing that I don't think I've showed you guys yet. Take a look right here. You've got this little color wheel, and if you touch it, everything changes to that. Touch it again, it goes back. Those are your layers. Now, an interesting thing is this little rectangle one below the blue one. That is your background color. So if I actually click on here, I can change the value from white all the way down to the very tip, and that's black now. So my whole background color has changed to black. And then to get rid of that, I just click right here and that goes away. And so now that's still a blank layer, but it's on top of a black background. Okay, so what we're going to do next, let me just fix that for you. There you go. What we're going to do next is at the top of our tools, we're going to scroll across, so you just kind of hold and drag all the way down to where you see this little button. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. That one right there. I'm going to click that. And now what that does is that does a time lapse. That means it's going to film everything you do from here on out. Okay? Alright, so let's make sure this is in focus. Good. Alright, so now just this part is the fun part. All we got to do is draw. So what I use for this, I just use the pencil mark. And I'm going to start with kind of I'm going to find a yellow, so I'll change my hue to yellow and make it kind of a light color. Although you can pick any colors you want for your fireworks. Any colors at all. You just don't want them to be too big, because let's see how big this line is. Perfect. Okay. So you want your line, move that over there so you can see. You want your line to be about that big. See that little mark? When I move it up, it gets bigger. Down it gets smaller, super small. You don't want it super small. You want it to be about like that. Okay. So now, all we got to do is start drawing our fireworks. So they can start coming up from the ground. You know, they shoot fireworks from the ground, and then they explode. You can give it some longer ones as they get further away from the center of the explosion. You can even make sound effects while you're doing it. They won't show up in the recording, but you can make them for fun. Then I'm going to change my color. So I come back over here, click on that color circle, and I'm going to change the hue. I want to find a different hue for this. I'm going to go with like a pinkish hue. There we go. I'll do one right here. So the fireworks are shooting up. And then explosion. So it's good that we have the black background for this, because that lets my night sky really stand out against these bright colors. And if you can tell, on each time I'm picking a color, so far I'm making them kind of white, and they still look colorful. That's just because of the contrast between a light and a dark color. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry. Baby was crying. Okay, so what you do is, so notice that I don't have my color all the way on the tip right here. That'd be fully saturated with color. I'm letting it be kind of mixed with some white. So then I can move this again and do like a blue firework. And then bang. I don't know, there's all different kinds of shapes of fireworks, so you guys can do different ones if you want to. But remember, you're filming the whole thing. The whole thing is doing a time lapse. So it's all going to be able to be played back when we're done. And for this, I'll do one more. Come do like a greenish one. And then it explodes. And then it fades away out from the center. Okie dokie. So from there, now I'm going to go back and I have to stop everything by clicking on the time lapse button again. So I click right there. And it gives me this window. Now you may need your parents' help for this, so ask them. you want to save to photo library. And this means that the movie is going to be 23 seconds long. It took me 5 minutes to make it. It took pictures of 375 different times when I made marks. So I'm going to save to photo library. And then you're done with this part. That's it. You're going to go over here and you can see it now in your photos. So that was right here on your photos, the one with the little rainbow looking thing. And you can see what it looks like all the way through. Okay, but I'm going to skip showing you all of it because I want you to know how to turn it in. To turn it in, you go to Google Classroom. And once you're in Google Classroom, you'll go to your class grade, your grade level, and you'll find the assignment, and you'll turn it in. But this is how it looks when we turn it in. Let me go to one of my classes that I have to take. Okay, so if you were to turn that in, so you go to add your work on the assignment. Okay, when you go to add your work, you go to add attachment. And then you have these options, and you're going to pick photo, just like you normally pick other photos. But this time, it's also, it's in your photos, but I'm going to click on videos, because I know it'll be there. And I see it's right here. It's the last one that I made, and it just looks black right now, but it's the last one I made. So then click there, and I click use, and it'll eventually show up. And mark as done. Yep, and there you go. So then you click turn it in and turn it in again, and that would be it. Alright, so looking forward to seeing your fireworks. Have fun.